It was late when Adam received the letter, a thick, weathered envelope with no return address, just his name in elegant script on the front. At first, he assumed it was some sort of mistake, perhaps a misdirected invitation, but when he opened it, the contents chilled him to the bone. The letter read, "You are invited to Morrow House for a reunion of sorts. The two wives await you. Please arrive before the first light of dawn." No signature, no explanation, just those cryptic words. Adam had never heard of Morrow House, nor did he know anyone who would refer to themselves as his wives. He had been married once, years ago, to a woman named Lucy, who had passed away in a tragic car accident. The memory of that day still haunted him. The screeching of tires, the crushing sound of metal, and the cold emptiness when he saw her lifeless body. But what bothered him most was the mention of two wives. A haunting thought gnawed at the edges of his mind as he looked at the letter again. Who would send such a thing? Against his better judgment, curiosity got the better of him. Maybe it was a prank, or perhaps someone trying to mess with his grief. Whatever it was, it seemed harmless enough. He decided to go. The night air was thick with fog when Adam arrived at Morrow House. The mansion loomed in front of him, its dark, Gothic silhouette standing stark against the moonlit sky. The iron gate creaked as he pushed it open, its rusty hinges groaning with every turn. The overgrown garden was unkempt, wild vines curling around the stone path that led to the entrance. He rang the doorbell, a deep, echoing chime that reverberated through the house like a distant warning. Moments later, the door creaked open, revealing a tall, pale woman in a dark dress. She had the air of someone who had seen too much, too quickly. "Mr. Adam," she said, her voice smooth but cold, "we've been expecting you." Before he could ask any questions, the door shut behind him with a soft thud, and the woman led him through the dimly lit corridors of Morrow House. The air was thick with dust, and each step echoed off the high arched ceilings. He could feel a weight pressing down on him, as if the house itself were watching him. They stopped before a large, ornate door, where the woman turned to him. "Inside, you will meet them both." Her eyes, dark and unblinking, held his for a moment before she opened the door. Adam entered, and the first thing he noticed was the smell: old wood, stale air, and something else he couldn't place. In the dim candlelight, two women sat across from each other, their faces obscured by shadows. One woman looked strikingly familiar. It was Lucy, his late wife. But there was something wrong about her, something twisted in the way she sat there, unmoving, her eyes wide and empty, as though she had been waiting for something, for someone. The second woman was unfamiliar, yet her presence felt oddly comforting. She was younger, with soft features and a serene, almost unnatural calm in her expression. But her eyes were dark, almost too dark, as if they had seen things no one should ever witness. Before Adam could speak, the woman in the dark dress closed the door softly behind him and disappeared into the shadows. He was left alone with the two women. Both stared at him with unsettling intensity. The room grew colder. "Adam," the familiar voice of Lucy whispered, but her tone wasn't quite right. It was like she was speaking from the depths of a dream, distant and muffled. "Adam," the second woman echoed, her voice soft but commanding. "You've been given a choice," they said together, their voices weaving in and out of each other, creating a chilling, almost hypnotic rhythm. Two wives, two lives, one choice. Adam felt a shiver crawl down his spine. His mind raced, trying to comprehend what he was hearing. Two lives? What did that even mean? But before he could gather his thoughts, the room seemed to grow colder still. The candles flickered violently, casting strange, shifting shadows across the walls. And that was when it hit him. He wasn't alone. The weight in the room wasn't just from the house itself. There was something else here. Something unseen. Something watching.